Have you ever wondered what happened in the highest realms of creation before humanity ever drew its first breath? What conversations took place in the celestial court when Allah announced His plan to create Adam? Most of us know the story of Adam's creation, but few have explored the profound dialogue that unfolded between Allah and the angels when this momentous decision was revealed. What if I told you that the angels themselves questioned the wisdom of creating mankind? That these beings of pure light and obedience actually challenged Allah's decree? And what if their concerns were not born from arrogance, but from genuine bewilderment about why Allah would create beings capable of corruption when the heavens were already filled with perfect worship? If this stirs something deep within your soul, comment 786 below to say you're ready to discover the hidden depths of this sacred story. And for those of you who've been on this journey with us, exploring the timeless wisdom of the Qur'an, your presence fuels our mission to unveil these profound truths. May your hearts be enriched by what we're about to uncover together. Today we're stepping into one of the most extraordinary moments in all of creation. This isn't just a story about the making of Adam. This is a revelation about divine wisdom, angelic nature, and the mysterious purpose behind human existence. We're about to witness a conversation that shook the very foundations of the celestial realm and changed the course of existence forever. So stay with me until the very end, because what you're about to discover will transform how you see your own purpose in this world. The questions the angels asked are the same questions that echo in human hearts today. Why do we exist? What makes us special? And why would Allah choose to create beings with the capacity for both greatness and destruction? Let's journey back to that sacred moment when time itself held its breath, and the angels learned something that would forever change their understanding of Allah's infinite wisdom. Before the first star was named, before the earth knew the touch of rain, before time began its endless march, there existed a realm of pure light and perfect harmony. The heavens thrummed with the constant praise of countless angels, beings created from light itself, whose very essence was worship and obedience to their Creator. These angels knew no fatigue in their devotion. They had no desires that conflicted with Allah's will. Day and night meant nothing to them, for they existed in a state of perpetual worship, their voices joining in an eternal symphony of praise that had never been interrupted since the moment of their creation. Among these celestial beings were ranks upon ranks of angels, each with their own sacred duties. Some carried the throne of the Most High, others recorded the deeds that would one day be done, and still others served as messengers between the divine realm and the worlds below. Their existence was one of perfect order, absolute purity, and unwavering submission. But on this day, something unprecedented was about to unfold in the celestial court. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, was about to announce a decision that would ripple through every corner of creation. The announcement would challenge everything the angels thought they knew about the nature of divine wisdom and the purpose of existence itself. The Qur'an captures this moment with breathtaking clarity in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah declares to the angels His intention to place a Khalifa, a steward, upon the earth. This wasn't just any ordinary creation. This would be a being unlike anything that had come before, fashioned from clay, yet breathed into by the Spirit of the Divine. Can you imagine the silence that must have fallen over the heavenly assembly? These beings who had known only harmony and order suddenly faced the prospect of a new creation, one that would be fundamentally different from themselves. While they were created from light and knew no corruption, this new being would be formed from the dust of the earth, carrying within itself the potential for both magnificent heights and devastating falls. The angel's response reveals something profound about their nature and their relationship with their Creator. They didn't remain silent in unquestioning acceptance. Instead, they voiced their concerns with the respectful boldness that comes from genuine love and devotion. Their question echoes through the ages with haunting relevance. They asked Allah directly why He would create beings who would shed blood and spread corruption on the earth, when the heavens were already filled with creatures who glorified Him continuously and sanctified His name without fail. This wasn't rebellion. This wasn't arrogance. This was the profound confusion of beings who had never known anything but perfection, trying to understand why their Creator would introduce the possibility of chaos into His perfectly ordered universe. Think about this from their perspective. For eons beyond counting, they had witnessed only beauty, only worship, only the perfect execution of divine will. The concept of disobedience was foreign to their nature. They couldn't comprehend why Allah would risk the introduction of beings capable of choosing evil when good was already being perfectly manifested throughout creation. Their question reveals the depth of their devotion. They weren't questioning Allah's right to create, but rather expressing their desire to understand His wisdom. They genuinely couldn't fathom why He would create beings with free will, when beings without it were already serving Him flawlessly. But Allah's response would shatter their limited understanding and reveal truths about divine wisdom that they had never considered. His answer would unveil the profound mystery of human purpose and the extraordinary potential that lay hidden within the clay from which Adam would be formed. The Creator's reply was both simple and infinitely complex. He told them that He knew what they did not know. These words carried within them layers of meaning that would only unfold as the story of humanity began to write itself across the pages of time. What did Allah know that the angels couldn't perceive? What hidden potential lay within this new creation that even beings of pure light couldn't recognize? And why was the capacity for choice, with all its dangers, actually essential to the divine plan? The angels were about to witness something that would transform their understanding of creation itself. They would see that true worship isn't just the automatic praise of beings who cannot do otherwise, but the conscious choice of beings who could rebel yet choose to submit. They would learn that the greatest love comes not from those who have no option but to love, but from those who freely choose love despite having the power to reject it. As we continue this profound journey, we'll discover how the creation of Adam wasn't just about making humanity, but about revealing new dimensions of divine love, mercy, and wisdom that even the angels had never imagined possible. The divine response that Allah gave to the angels contained mysteries that would unfold across millennia. When He said, "I know what you do not know," these words weren't just a gentle rebuke to their questioning. They were a promise that creation held depths of wisdom that even beings of pure light couldn't fathom in that moment. What the angels couldn't see was that the very capacity for corruption they feared would also be the source of the most beautiful forms of worship. They understood praise that flowed naturally from beings created to praise, but they had never witnessed the breathtaking beauty of a soul choosing to turn back to its Creator after having wandered far astray. They knew the worship of beings who had no choice but to worship, but they had never seen the tears of repentance from a heart that had tasted both sin and redemption. They had never witnessed the profound love that emerges when someone freely chooses devotion over rebellion, submission over pride, mercy over vengeance. The angels lived in a realm where goodness was the only possibility. But Allah was about to create beings who would demonstrate that chosen goodness carries a beauty that automatic goodness cannot match. A mother's love for her child, a person's sacrifice for a stranger, the forgiveness offered to an enemy. These were forms of divine reflection that required the possibility of their opposite to truly shine. But there was something else the angels couldn't perceive in that moment. Hidden within the clay that would become Adam was a secret that would astound them. This new creation wouldn't just be another inhabitant of the universe. This being would carry within himself a reflection of divine attributes in ways that even the angels, for all their purity, did not possess. Allah had designed Adam to be his Khalifa on earth, not just a steward, but a representative who would carry the divine trust. This wasn't merely about ruling over creation, but about embodying qualities of the Creator in ways that would reveal new aspects of divine nature to all of existence. The angels excelled in specific forms of worship. Some glorified Allah through their constant praise, others through their perfect obedience, still others through their role as messengers. But Adam would be created with the capacity to reflect multiple divine attributes simultaneously: mercy and justice, love and discipline, creativity and wisdom, forgiveness and accountability. Where the angels saw potential for corruption, Allah saw potential for a unique form of consciousness that could experience the full spectrum of existence and still choose to return to Him. Where they feared bloodshed and chaos, He envisioned souls that would struggle through darkness and emerge into light, their worship enriched by having known both rebellion and repentance. The Creator was about to demonstrate something revolutionary about the nature of consciousness itself. True awareness, real spiritual awakening, doesn't come from existing in a state of automatic perfection. It comes from the journey of choosing light over darkness again and again, even when darkness seems easier or more appealing. This is why Allah's knowledge surpassed even that of His most exalted angels. They understood perfection, but He understood transformation. They knew purity, but He knew redemption. They comprehended worship that never wavered, but He envisioned worship that would be tested, broken, rebuilt, and emerge stronger than ever before. The angels were about to witness the creation of beings who would disappoint them at times, whose choices would seem to validate their initial concerns. They would see wars and cruelty, selfishness and destruction. They would watch as some humans fell into the very corruption they had warned against. But they would also witness moments of such profound beauty that their understanding of divine wisdom would be forever changed. They would see humans sacrifice their lives for strangers, forgive those who had wronged them terribly, and choose compassion when hatred would have been easier. They would witness the emergence of souls so purified by their journey through struggle that their light would rival that of the angels themselves. What Allah knew and what the angels were about to learn was that the greatest treasures of existence aren't found in places where corruption is impossible, but in places where corruption is possible, yet goodness is still chosen. The most precious diamonds are formed under crushing pressure, and the most beautiful souls emerge from the crucible of choice. The divine plan wasn't just about creating another species of worshippers. It was about creating beings who could experience the full range of existence, from the lowest depths to the highest peaks, and through that experience reveal dimensions of divine mercy, justice, and love that had never been manifested before. As the angels absorbed Allah's words, they began to sense that they were witnessing something far greater than they had initially comprehended. This wasn't just about placing new inhabitants on earth. This was about unveiling new chapters in the eternal story of divine love, chapters that could only be written by beings with the freedom to choose their own path. But the greatest revelation was still to come. Allah was about to demonstrate Adam's unique nature in a way that would leave the angels not just convinced, but humbled by the wisdom of their Creator's decision. And so, we reach the end of this sacred journey into one of the most profound moments in all of creation. We've witnessed the angels in their perfect realm of light, questioning their Creator's wisdom with hearts full of love and genuine concern. We've seen how their limited understanding, despite their purity and devotion, could not grasp the infinite depths of Allah's plan. The story of the angels questioning Adam's creation isn't just ancient history. It's a mirror reflecting our own struggles to understand why we exist, why we face trials, and why Allah chose to create beings capable of both magnificent goodness and devastating evil. Like the angels, we sometimes wonder why the path of existence includes such complexity, when simplicity might seem more peaceful. But now we understand what the angels learned that day. True worship isn't automatic obedience. Real love isn't programmed devotion. The most beautiful forms of submission come from hearts that have tasted freedom and still choose surrender. The deepest gratitude emerges from souls that have known loss and found redemption. You are not here by accident. Your struggles, your choices, your capacity for both failure and triumph, all of this makes you a unique reflection of divine attributes that even the angels couldn't embody. Every time you choose forgiveness over revenge, compassion over cruelty, hope over despair, you're fulfilling the very purpose that puzzled the angels in that celestial court. Remember, you carry within yourself the answer to the angels' question. You are the proof of Allah's infinite wisdom, the living testament to why humanity was created. May this truth illuminate your path and strengthen your resolve to be worthy of the divine trust placed within you, placed within you, placed within you.